highest vibrational good only. Please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe. And for those who don't know what Ashe means, Ashe is the same concept of Chi. Ashe is the Yoruba Chi. We know that we get this from traditional Chinese medicine, and so it is beautiful how a concept of essentially life force energy has existed in multiple societies, multiple experiences, and here to heal us in multiple ways. So let's just do this, okay? And that's also the chi or the ki is also Reiki. There you go. And we know Reiki is a Japanese healing modality. Okay, let me not go down that rabbit hole because I gotta stay focused. I'll leave that for my students. I gotta stay focused. So healing. Let me get my healing tools. The magic of television, of social media. Swivel a little bit. Goodness gracious. Y'all about to not get this if I can't reach it. Lucky. I was like, time to use a new tool. Time to improvise. Okay, so swirl myself back around. I'm gonna start off with just some cinnamon. We're gonna do some cinnamon cleansing here, and also just a little bit of candle work just to open up the space, just to open up. So just let's get a regular candle and just a strong candle. Okay. When in doubt, use a torch. This has made life so much simpler. Except I will admit that when I'm lighting an herb, the torch works really well. When I'm lighting a candle, sometimes I melt it too much. I thank you for your service, torch. So I now exhale and just follow this light. Okay? And don't place any judgment or anything like that. Just follow the light. And so we're opening up with a protection so that you are only connecting with the right person for you, that they are ready to receive you, you're ready to receive them, and we don't talk about this enough, that both of y'all got y'all shit together, okay? So just breathing through this, just following that, okay? Okay. See yourself surrounded by the deepest amount of protection and see them with you as you flow through that. See the love that you all share and the guidance and support that is around you at all times. Be there in that moment. Okay, so I'm gonna go in now with the cinnamon. Or should I torch it? So many questions. We're gonna stick with the candle because I've already started. And we're already getting some nice smoke action. Okay. Let's not burn down the house. And just taking this over you. So deep breath in and out, so that you and them may be connected, and that your souls find each other, and that your souls may be healed, that you be ready to receive each other, and that you be removed from codependent relationships So I'm going to bring a little Palo Santo into this, and the reason why I'm bringing this particular herb is because, or bark, tree, the reason why I'm using this is because this is really wonderful. What I've noticed over my practice with removing negativity, meaning you feel better. When you look at something like sage, sage can cleanse your space, but Palo Santo makes you feel better, so it changes you, shifts you energetically. So what we don't want is we don't want any pessimism. We don't want any self-sabotage. We don't want any of these lower vibrational experiences. Okay. Okay. Good job. How do you feel? Now, this is you, this is them. Let's bring y'all together again. Or if y'all don't know each other, it won't be a together again. Just swivel myself around. Inhale. Exhale. Just bringing your energy to one. And just cleansing. It's really important here to cleanse. It's really important to cleanse the third eye here so you have sight. So you're able to determine the right person, because baby, when you start to open yourself up to this true love, many people want that. They're not your person. They're not ready for you. Or they're not your people, whatever you do. They're not ready for you, but they just want it desperately, and they might be the first one to jump. So we want to give you discernment so that you only are bringing in the right person or the right people for you, as well as understanding that codependency is not love. So if you find yourself in a codependent relationship, or you find that your relationships eventually become codependency, we have to shift your energy in order to understand what that really is. Codependency makes you have feelings, whether those feelings are high or low. If you've ever been in a relationship, or if you ever dated where there's nothing there, you don't feel anything, you know, like, oh, there's nothing there. But a codependent relationship will trick you into thinking that there's something there because you have feelings both high and low. But a healthy relationship has healthy boundaries, healthy energetic balance. There's going to be times where you all really enjoy yourself, and most of the time it's just going to be peaceful. There's going to be times where you disagree, that's appropriate, but you all being able to have conflict analysis and resolution, being able to communicate well, not having unrealistic expectations for each other, and to still be autonomous, to still have your own freedom, and not because you are required to be together, but you simply choose each other each and every day. So I'm bringing them to you and allowing them to appear in your mind's eye. See them. What do they feel like? And a lot of times people want to be halfway out of something and get into somewhere else, but oftentimes that kind of leaves a bad taste in the next relationship that you have. So if you feel like you're cleansing someone out, but you're feeling like lonely, just know that that aloneness is not you being alone. It's setting up a foundation so that when you walk into that relationship that's for you, it's just clean and clear, and you're right there, and you can enjoy it. You don't bring in that baggage, and you don't have to take that in as well. Letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Just check right here behind your head. Okay. And moving all around the body, all around the body. And shifts, shifts, shifts. Shifts, shifts, shift in time, in space, in each moment, time, space, in each moment, time, and space. In each moment, time, space, each moment, okay? So just coming together and becoming one, and feeling that. Feel yourself holding each other's hand, holding each other's energy. And what do you notice about them? What can you appreciate about them? How do they make you feel? How do you make them feel? Okay, because not everything's one-sided. You gotta be a catcher yourself. What do you all do? What do you love about them? What do you like about them? What do you love about them? What connects you all on a higher level? Okay. Just kind of weaving in and connecting in you all's energy so you can see each other, and removing anyone else. I'm gonna say it how my grandma used to say it. Removing stupid. Stupid would always be someone that a person was in a relationship with that was not the right person for them, was very much so an emotional burden, probably a financial burden. And so she would just, and sometimes to these people's face, just call them stupid. Why you still was stupid? Did I laugh tremendously in those moments? I'm like, oh wow, that's gotta be embarrassing. But again, you know, just people who are in those codependent relationships, it's that kind of situation. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need someone to keep it real with you. Because if you don't, it's like when you're in the forest, you don't see the trees. You're like, okay. So just working to that. Connection here. Connection here. Connection here. So if you're new to the community, we start this session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, hearts open, relax. Okay, you ready? Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. I say. Okay. Okay, good job. Now, let's just go in. And I'm just going to work a little bit through your aura, just to kind of prepare you for this shadow work. And so I think nowadays people know the difference between shadow work and light work. I'll give you a little synopsis, but I'm not going to go into it too much. So shadow work is when you're going in to heal trauma, past pain, and kind of get over if you're feeling stuck. And light work is when you want to manifest and bring things into your life. Now there are times where you're doing both at the same time, but most of the time what's actually happening is that a lot of people will want to go in and do light work. You want to bring the love of your life into your life, but you are an energetic hoarder. I'm not saying you babies, I'm just saying that there are some people who are energetic hoarders. And so can you imagine in your house, you're full of stuff, and then you want to go get a new furniture set? It doesn't make sense. And so shadow work helps us to clear out and make space so that what is right for us can actually have somewhere to be placed when it comes into our life. So just exhale and just release any pain, any confusion, any doubt. And sometimes it can be memories. Release any memories associated with love that has expired and passed its expiration date. But also the healing love of family, mothers, fathers, siblings, the healing love of friends, people important to you, community, collective. You know, whenever we're in a community that is very vulnerable too, so we can be in love and have a very loving energy towards our community. And sometimes communities have a weird kind of energy to them. Doesn't have to be all the time, but sometimes they can have a weird energy to them. And so you might fall in love with the community and then they start doing some real weird stuff. By weird stuff, I mean like being mean, or you know, something that you didn't sign up for. And here it is, you were so open and you were so vulnerable, and now you feel like, oh, this really hurts. And so that could also be a healing that applies to, you know, all love from an energetic perspective is pretty much the same. Rather it is that you want to express that in a romantic way, or a platonic way, or within family. So when you start to balance and regulate yourself energetically, it heals a lot of things at one time. So it's not just, okay, let me go do this love healing. Okay, let me go do this friendship healing. Let me go do this parent healing. You can do those things if it makes you feel better. But when you go down to the core of what we're working on when it comes to energy, all of those things heal together. And of course, for those who don't know, the core is always your self-love, how you treat yourself. I was actually just talking about this on Patreon, the difference between personal healings and relationship healings. And when it comes to a relationship healing, sometimes if you notice that it's not a particular person, but it's a theme that continues to go over and over again, then that could be an indication of needing a ancestor healing, or need to kind of acknowledge that your ancestors are there. Why? Because maintenance of healthier relationships. So if you want to listen to that, that is on Patreon. And you all know that I am currently teaching the Reiki Master Teacher cohort. It's been a very beautiful experience, all of those wonderful energies there. But whenever I'm teaching, it gets me in a very let me explain every concept that's going on here. And so that's one way to experience some of the stuff we're talking about on the Patreon community. Okay, so now just go to the heart and release. 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 Now, I want you to take 3 deep breaths. And the reason why I'm always telling you to breathe is a lot of times we can breathe in a very shallow way, and we're not getting as much energy as we need in our body anyway. So take a deep breath in, a representation of bringing in cleansing energy. Exhale, release, a representation of letting go. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Okay, good. Now let's open up and reveal any messages that may be coming across. I always ask, why are you experiencing this? From a macro view. And whatever answer comes up, don't judge it, don't doubt yourself, just trust it. And even if it doesn't make sense, just take note of it and maybe reflect on it later, see if it applies then. You know, all of this stuff, really, especially when it comes to love healings, it really is just an exercise of loving ourselves. Love is that too, even romantic love. It's really less about the other person and more about how do we allow ourselves to be treated in relationships, how do we conduct ourselves in relationships. And that actually has nothing to do with other people. It is just an exercise of how much we care for ourselves. Because when you love yourself and you care for yourself, you don't treat other people like that, and you don't allow people to treat you in that kind of way, of not being loving, not being supportive, of gaslighting you, of wanting you to remain sick or them to remain sick, or wanting the dynamics to not grow and to remain stagnant. The universe presents different opportunities for us to say, my first job is to love myself, and I remove myself from circumstances, situations, and people who don't embody that same feeling about themselves, as well as create an environment that make it difficult for myself. And I want to stress the point here that it is not a situation in which someone is doing something to you and it's just, oh, whoa, life is happening to me. We all consent to be in different dynamics, so we can remove the judgment. And when we remove the judgment, we can make it easier on ourselves of, why did I stay so long, or why did I let somebody treat me like that, or why, whatever the what ifs are, why didn't this work out, blah, 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 all of that stuff. You can release that when you understand we all were in a dynamic together. And once I realized what I needed to know, it was time for me to go. It's that simple. Much harder in application though. But that's how a lot of things in life are. So relax your energy here. And let's just take out any sadness, any fear, feels just to sit in this moment with yourself, just to be in love with yourself, with the moment. Demonstrate to yourself what real love feels like, how to expect that from others. Sit in your own greatness and happiness. Keep breathing. A couple more deep breaths here. And release and let go. Let all of those things go. All of those experiences that no longer serve you. Everything that gives you doubt or confusion. Let it go. Remove it from your energy. Remove it from your body. Be in this moment with yourself. And trust in your process. Trust in who you are. Trust that everything you're experiencing will make sense. Trust in it. Couple more breaths. Just to work on this area a little bit. And release it. And move it through the physical body. And again, take a couple more moments and just breathe, sweetie. Breathe sweetness. Breathe in and out. Enjoy every moment of the day. Enjoy every experience. Enjoy every time that you get to wake up and experience the newness of today. That you get to live in this moment. That you get to feel all your senses. That you could connect with all those loved ones here and on. And that you are protected and you are connected and you are loved infinitely, and so on and so on. When you start walking in life from that perspective, it becomes less lonely. It becomes less confusing. It becomes less fearful. Things start to settle down. The dust starts to settle. And you start to see everything clearly. And sometimes things happen at a certain time. Because that's when it's supposed to happen. And sometimes things don't happen at a certain time because it's not yet time for that. So just learn how to feel comfortable in whatever stage of life you're in. And that's you. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only. Please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. Love shows up in many ways in our life. And if this is not your first time here with me, you know I really emphasize self-love being the key to having healthy love and healthy loving dynamics. But love can teach us a whole lot of things. It can teach us patience, kindness. It can help us self-reflect to make changes. And sometimes love is one of those only areas where we will allow ourselves to be vulnerable enough to explore and make changes. Even if you don't consider yourself a person who is vulnerable with others, the fact that you even have that awareness in that messages. Always feel that when you connect to the universe, divine, God, or whatever it is that you specifically believe in, I tell you all the time, that's your business to figure out what you believe in. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But when you connect to whatever is out there, that is pure, unconditional love. Unconditional. And I talked about this before. A lot of people have fear-based love. Fear-based love in their faith, their spiritual path, their religion. Fear-based love in their relationships, family, romantic, platonic. Fear-based in themselves, being super critical. And I am of the perspective that if love is unconditional, it has to be unconditional. As someone who really, really enjoys history, like y'all know I love history, like I will go down, and I mean like human history, like I go down random tangents about us as a species, you know. As someone who is like that, what I've noticed as I've learned more and more is that a lot of fear base that is surrounding faith and religion is more about control and less about actually the meat and potato of the religion. All of these kind of rules and regulations that are pretty much socially constructed a lot of times cause more harm than help. And with that perspective, when you connect to, and this is what I like to call, you know, the universe, source, God, you know, that's what I like to say. I like to say the universe. When you connect to the universe, it is unconditional love. You know, you don't have to do anything. There's not a particular set of rules. And I think that that is super important when it comes to why people struggle with self-love. Because if at the core of your understanding of the divine is conditional, you make your own self-love conditional as well. But the core of your structure with the divine, the universe, is unconditional. You then stop requiring yourself to have to be at a certain place in life, have to have a certain thing before you start loving yourself and really truly appreciating yourself. And that can be really hard to realize because we live in society. You know, we have societal norms, different societies, different norms, but us as a species, we tend to kind of collect in groups. And in order to be accepted by a group, whether that is, you know, a clique or a larger society, there are certain norms and there are certain rules. And the moment that a person realizes that on the individual journey, the rules are not as helpful, maybe on a social, systemic kind of group dynamic is a little bit different, but on an individual level, those rules are not helpful. I think it puts the person in this kind of existential crisis, because what do you do when everything around you is reinforcing a type of toxic love, but you truly are on your healing path to something better? Now, it doesn't mean that all societies are bad because they have rules and stuff like that. You know, it probably would be complete anarchy if there weren't any rules. But I think that we can, you know, I think that we can separate and coexist between the two. We can be in a world where there are certain rules and expectations, but what is, you know, great for the gander may not be good for the goose. You know, I hear this all the time because what I notice when I look at kind of like the big picture of things is a lot of people want to get out of whatever they're stuck in. Maybe they're stuck in relationship dynamics that are not working. Maybe they're stuck in a certain socio-economic situation. Maybe they're stuck in a certain health condition and they want to get out of it, but they will only use the parameters that have individual, there are numerous ways, millions of ways to get out of whatever is holding you back. But when you go by already pre-established routes, there's only thousands of ways or maybe hundreds of ways, so it limits you. So I'm of the perspective that any person can completely, drastically change their life on their own. But just because you drastically change your life doesn't mean that society will drastically change how it interacts with you. Does that make sense? We gonna get to the love, babies, but I just kind of want to explain to why these seeds are planted for how people could, feel about love. But just because you drastically change your life doesn't mean society follows through. I am still a black woman. I'm still a gay woman. I'm still a woman who, comes from a lot of marginalized backgrounds. I'm in no confusion of, the scenarios and situations that I can see in the world. But I also am an individual who is strongly connected with their internal path. So I don't really see any obstacles for me. Like, things seem like when I want something or when there's something that is in my focus, I feel like, I can see how it's attainable. And I think I don't want as much as I used to. When I kind of looked at things from a social perspective, I wanted more. But as an individual perspective, I feel like I have so much already. I don't want as much. And I think what I do want is, typically I want things to be more meaningful. And can I do something that is more meaningful? And what amount of effort really goes into that? Versus on a social or a societal level, the energy is different. The energy is like, wanting the collective. Let me not say collective, because I feel like collective, I want to use collective in a different way. Wanting society to accept you with the same level of acceptance that you give yourself. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. But sometimes people put the standards of their life based off of society. Well, I'll accept myself as much as society accepts me. And if you have a bunch of marginalized identities, that's going to be very difficult. Also, if you have more privileged identities, it's also going to be difficult to make changes. It's going to be difficult to want to transform the soul, because if society is propping you up, it's going to be hard to make changes in love. It's going to be hard to make changes in how you see the world and actually doing more meaningful things, because why would you, So I said all of that to say, you are never truly stuck. If you ever feel like in love that you don't have the love you're looking for, that the right person has not shown up, that you just don't feel good about yourself, that you feel very conditional, like, when I look this way, or when I have this thing, or when I'm at this space, or when I make this amount of money, or whatever it is for you, then the right person, I hope the right person shows up, or I hope that my parent will treat me right, or I hope that or I'll be surrounded by friends that are X, Y, and Z. Baby, when you put conditions on the love that you have for yourself, love will never come. It won't come, or it will come in a very conditional way. And the crazy thing about it is, you'll probably outgrow the condition before it shows up in your life. So having this connection to the universe in a very unconditional way of just, universe, love on me. I'ma love myself, I was like, I'm gonna love on myself. Universe, love me. And I'ma love myself. I'ma love myself wholly, because I think the most respectful thing that we can do as, energy in the universe is to just be grateful to be energy in the universe. makes sense that our body would be in a constant state of anxiety to keep us alive. Now, it doesn't really make sense. And the anxiety probably comes from, we have a lot of like stimulation, we have a lot of mental stimulation, we have a lot of information. This is the age of information, so we have a lot of information being thrown at us at one time, and that can just completely boggle down the brain. The brain needs rest. Even if we're not physically taking movement, the brain still needs rest. And if you have all of these social norms, this is how you should be in love, this is how a relationship should go, this is how you should love yourself. Nope, I changed it. That's how that you should love yourself. It can just be so overwhelming on various levels. And so when I say love is healing, what I'm saying to that is you have to separate yourself from the individual and the systemic. When you really want to work on making changes, when you really want to transform your life, you got to sit in the individual energy and say, fuck all this shit. I'm gonna be over here in the individual, and I'm going to drastically change things. I'm not gonna let people treat me crazy. I'm not gonna treat people crazy. Any goal that I want it to be meaningful. I don't want to just say I want something to want something. I want it to be meaningful. Anything that is in my heart is possible to happen. And if it doesn't happen, it's because there's something bigger and greater along the path. And 5, I don't have a fifth, but that's the energy. And sometimes you got to separate yourself from people. You cannot be around the people who are not vibrating at the energetic level you're at and expect to make changes. That's your fans, your family, and that's romance. Okay? Sometimes you got to let those people go as you are growing. And then of course you can re-invite them, or you will meet new people and things like that. But if you feel like you're suffering in love, you haven't found the right person, take a step back and really just love on yourself. Take care of yourself. Take a break, from that energy, and just treat yourself. Demonstrate to yourself how you would want a partner to treat you. Demonstrate to yourself how you would want your family to treat you. Demonstrate to yourself how you want your friends to treat you. And after a while, you set a standard for yourself. You create a routine for yourself. You create an expectation. So when you reintroduce yourself to your family or new people, you expect a certain thing, and they gotta straighten up or ship out. They cannot be in your energy, in your space, if they don't do that. But when you never take yourself out of that environment, you will constantly make excuses to kind of drag people along and allow them to treat you in a type of way. And the way we allow people to treat us is a reflection of how deserving we feel of love. And the purpose of love is not that. The purpose of love is healing. If you've ever had like a really difficult medical condition that you've got to the other side, some experience a sense of, wow, this was trying to tell me something. And seeing the beauty in even kind of the darkest of those times. But also, it doesn't mean that now you just have to live by a standard where you gotta get gravely sick in order to learn something. No, you understand that sickness told you something so that you would never have to go back there again. But maybe you were unaware before. Maybe you didn't realize how. Weekly on Patreon with the cleanses and herb pairings that we have going on, and it's been a 2-month cleanse, so it is available to you if you would like to join. It is on the Patreon community. It is only $3 a month, so feel free to stop by. We check in with each other every Sunday. We hold each other accountable, but I think less about the accountability and more about just the connectedness. And why are we doing this? We're doing this to prepare our body, our energy for coming into 2023. Why? Because we're going to start the new year in a Mercury in retrograde. It's going to be a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. It's going to have a lot of these foundational things that we need to work through, and the best way that we can prepare ourselves for a journey like that, and that journey that I think is necessary, is to make sure our body is aligned in the way that we need. So we have herb pairings, we have an esoteric cleanser as well on a soul level, so multiple things. So come and join us in the Patreon community. It's only for a limited amount of time, because after that it'll be else. So if you're new to the community, we start the community off with hold on, my bad. Slipped my mind. If you're new, you're now one of my babies, so you get one kiss on the forenoggin. And if you're returning babies, welcome back, and you get multiple kisses. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot. Anyway, rewind back over here. So we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. I'm just kidding. May I touch you? Okay, I'm just gonna place my hands over your face, okay? Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Close your eyes if you like. Dear universe and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest self and validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to let go of the things we don't need and accept the things that will allow us to grow and achieve. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out to us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, now we're gonna go in. I'm gonna start with these Reiki symbols, okay? So just take a deep breath and exhale. And I'm gonna do them slow and fast, and each one has a different meaning. But and this is all about powering up. So I want you to think, what is it that you want right now? What is it that your intention is? Is it to let something go? Is it to bring something in? Whatever that is, we're just opening it up in you. You know, it is less about the Reiki symbol and more of the representation of what the symbol is, okay? The symbol itself is just some squiggly lines, but what it represents is all of those people with the intention of coming in and healing. That is what puts power into it. We're connecting into a collective energy of healing. That's what it is. A healing that transcends styles and modalities. And this is just one way we tap into it, so keep breathing. Just breathe in and out here. in a direction that you would like to go and flow in. Moving this, sending this out, sending it somewhere else that don't got nothing to do with you right now, okay? And I want you to sit in whatever feelings that are coming up, even if they're uncomfortable, or especially if they're positive and they feel good. Just sit in them. I want you to step into them. No judgment. I want you to take your judgment away and just step into them. What does it feel like in your body? Objectively look at it. What does it feel like in your body? How does it make your toes feel, your knees and your ankles, your back, forward body, sides and back body? Now, whatever this feeling is, I want you to ask, what is the message that you are being sent? Because we can receive messages through our feelings, our sensations as well. What is the message that the universe is throwing at you? And whatever that is, just reflect on it, okay? So I'm going to work on bridging that communication with you and the universe. You always have access to that. You don't need me. I'm just allowing you to feel comfortable being vulnerable with yourself. That's all it pretty much is. Okay. Good job. Good job. Okay. And let me see that cute little face. Cute little nose. I was gonna say nose socket. Put a plug in your nose. How are you feeling? And if you're new to the community, you know, a lot of what I do is, my intention is always just to make you feel better. And so, I think I'm funny. If I'm really funny, that's debatable, you know, but at the end of the day, it's for you to feel good and to feel comfortable with your relationship with yourself. So we're going to continue on to the next Reiki symbol, okay? And this is for working through any of that deep-seated emotional stuff, okay? Just take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath. Exhale. A couple more. Keep going. And I'm gonna go back in with those Reiki symbols, okay? So, just balance here. And you get to take ownership, or you get to reclaim ownership of your feelings in your body. And instead of vilifying our feelings and being upset that not every moment is this blissful, happy moment, feeling can it bring? Let me not judge if it is a great feeling or a not great feeling. Let me just understand the message. And with that message, I will do with it as I need to. I accept that I am smart enough to do with it as I need to. So start to think like that, okay? Okay. And so I'm going to go in and do a Reiki symbol for soul. So I'm going to do a Reiki symbol for soul completion here, okay? Thank you, 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 thank you. Okay. And just balance here. Don't be afraid. Trust yourself. There's so many things out there that'll make us feel like we can't trust ourselves, but we can. So don't be afraid to trust yourself. Don't be afraid to become more and more vulnerable with yourself. Don't be afraid to become more and more connected with yourself. Become more and more peaceful with yourself. Become more and more in love with the life that you're living, okay? And so I'm just going to kind of smooth those in and put them in. And when I say in, I mean surrounding you. Again, Reiki symbols are a representation of a certain energy. There's many paths in order to get to this energy, and you get to choose what path or paths that you want to take. But it is not a permanent fixture. It is something that requires us to put effort in each and every day. That's why it's not one of these things where you get one, Reiki symbol and you never come back again. No, it's not like that. That opens something in you. It opens something in you to be able to become more aware of your healing. But if you ignore it, it dissipates. So it's important to check in with yourself and your body and continue to give yourself what you need. Just shift down here. And then for completion, okay. Hey babies, how do you feel? What's the energy feeling like? Checking in with you. I'm gonna give you some kisses. How is it? What came up for you? What messages were coming across today? Not everything that we feel is quite literal. Like, for example, when you don't feel like getting up and doing something and you just want to lay, it feels really good, but that feeling can be very deceitful. The same is in reverse. When you have a situation where you have to go do something, you don't feel like doing it. It feels like, ugh. But that feeling can be deceitful too, because in those two examples, you may think that having to do the thing is bad and getting to sit there is great. But sitting there is a representation of stagnation versus moving and kind of warming up a cold engine, because that's pretty much it is. It's a representation of movement. Our physical body might lean more to one or the other, but at the end of the day, be very practical and objective when you look at these things. Hey, just because something feels kind of like it's like a vice, a little bit like a guilty pleasure, doesn't mean it's the best thing to be doing in the moment. Okay, babies, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Just let it go, okay? May I touch you? Okay. force energy. And for you to fill yourself up with this beautiful energy surrounding you that is love and compassion. So let's just realign your energy, because it's like, so let's bring it back in, okay? Sweetness, we're just gonna bring this back into line, because sometimes when our energy is spread out too wide, we're all over the place. Let's just bring it in and just narrow it. We want laser focus on our understanding of this. So I'm gonna go in and do some past work, relieving any pain that is surrounding partnership, or those that have hurt you in the past, or if you have hurt others in the past. So going in and releasing the need to hold on to any pain that still lingers from the past. Letting go of the memory that no longer serves you, keeping the wisdom, of course, and release it onto its evolutionary path. And let it be, let it go. 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 Focusing on your energy, focusing on your vibrational frequency, so that you are elevating yourself to a level to be able to receive the type of love and support you need, and the level of maturity that's needed to receive it as well. So working through this energy, flowing in various directions and working it through. I'm going to check to see if there's any messages that come across. They are collective messages, one that we can all resonate with. And so they're very much so high-level messages. So sometimes they're just one word or a feeling or sensation, but something that we can all, as a collective, that are tuning into the session, can benefit from. So I'm going to be quiet for a couple moments, but I'm still going to be here with you. And I'm just going to see if there's any messages that come across during the session, okay? So just breathing in here, relaxing. Okay. journey and you're trying to figure out if the love is right for you. Does it bring you comfort? Does it make you feel like a cloud, taking a nap with a cloud blanket on top of you? A fluffy pillow, and you could sleep for hours, Have you ever had like a snow day and you don't have to get up and go to school, and it's just so cozy because it's cold outside, but it's warm in the bed, and you don't have to do anything except just lie there, and it's like the day has so much potential. That's what love should feel like. That there's so much potential. That it's comfy like a snow day. And that it's relaxing and peaceful. Okay, I'm starting to feel your shift now. And I feel pretty good about that. Just breathe through this. Okay, so what else? Okay, now, as I work with your aura, I'm gonna go ahead and say love takes time. It takes patience. The love that takes the most time is always the best love, the love that stays the longest. The love that you didn't even realize was growing for so long, so that it can stay where it is. And love is also multifaceted, okay? People are gonna come into your life in, different durations, and they're gonna leave whenever they're or you are ready for this energy to separate, and that's okay. Love doesn't have to be permanent forever. You're going to love a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to love you, and that is okay. And then you'll have a couple people that you'll go the course with, and that is okay. Just remember that the love you receive is always a reflection of the love within you. So any changes that you want to make externally have to come from internal shifts, and that takes times. It can take months, it can take years, but you're worth it. You're worth this shift and this change, and for the right energy to enter into your life, and for you to be able to surrender to that energy, and that energy to surrender to you, okay? Breathing through this moment, relaxing into this energy, finding the greatest amount of balance with yourself. And so now I'm just going to use some hand positions just to relax you. We've done all we needed to do. And let's just relax your energy at this moment. Sweetness. And just relax into yourself, into your body, into your energy, into your connection. And be patient. As we fluff up your energy, and just take your time here. Relax into this. Remove any distractions that prevent you from relaxing. Remove any distractions that prevent you from relaxing. And start to find yourself in this beautiful, comfy bed. Cold and snowy outside, and you're wrapped up nice and tight. love, you are light, and you are courage. All things for the highest vibrational good. Continue to breathe. 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 And relax into this feeling. Well, family, you did a fantastic job. I enjoyed our session today. Please be sweet to yourselves, babies, and be loving and kind. During this Mercury retrograde and Libra transit, there is a lot of shaking up when it comes to the one-on-one dynamics that we have with others. And so this is a beautiful time to be very self-compassionate and very patient. It's leaving retrograde next week. You'll be fine. And that's when everything will be very direct. So pay attention to what you needed to learn, because there's always something to learn. And leave what you don't, Understand that everybody just like you is working through something. So give yourself grace, and you'll be able to be understanding when others need that too. So I really enjoyed this session. If you would like to be a part of our inclusive mystical self-care community, you can join us on Patreon. So for all my new babies, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for all my returning babies, welcome back, babies. Mama loves you. Okay, so take a deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You got this, baby. You got this. You got it. So, you know me, falling in love is a lot. Okay, it's not just the romantic side. It can be, but everything is so interconnected. So we're gonna be falling in love on multiple levels. Okay, let's start with all of this love. As we are falling in love on multiple levels, let's start with all of this love that's surrounding you. Okay, and then we're going to pull in this energy, this season of romance. Y'all rarely give me to talk about romance, and it's for a good reason. When you really want to attract the love from a romantic person, it does not come from obsessing about the external. It comes from loving yourself, building up self-love, being a projection of that, and then people see you and you can finally connect. So I'm trying to get you hip, baby. It's a different approach than what you really think. It's not about what you're wearing, what you look like, what you're talking about. It's not about that at all. It's all about your energy. And the focus is to the self first, rather than being validated by the external. But we're gonna work on a little bit of romance today, okay? So let's clear and cleanse away good only. Please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, religions, traditions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay. Bringing that energy back in and just getting us in the zone, in a vibrational state that's very balanced. Now, start to breathe that in. The last time you felt so connected to something and it made you just smile, breathe that into your body. Exhale, release. Again into the body, exhale, release. Final breath into the body, exhale, release. Now let it go. Okay, let it go, let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And just be in this moment. Allow these beautiful smiles to fill the air. Feel your energy. Feel your movement. Feel your excitement. Allow all of these things to be. Allow them all to be. Allow them all to be. And relax into this. Relax, 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 relax. Relax, 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 relax. And just fall in love with the moment. Telling yourself you are so grateful to be alive in this moment. And you enjoy every single piece of this moment. Every single piece of this moment. Every single piece of this moment. Just enjoy it. Just work through it. Work through it. Work through it. Work through it. And enjoy every bit of it, okay? Relax. 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 Relax and remove. 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 Relax. 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 Remove. 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 Okay. Now, let's connect you to a very important person, a very special person, a VIP. Whoever you want that to be, just allow just the silhouette, silhouette of them in front of you. And start to see them pulling in the same love that you're pulling in, okay? Y'all are filling yourselves up first. So you're doing that. And the connection that you have is that you are balanced, that you are open, that you are willing, and that you are connected. So just enjoy this. So you're both pulling in this energy, okay, to yourselves. And as this energy fills all the way up and starts to overflow, that overflow and only the overflow is what you can then give to the other person without needing anything in return. Now, if you've always been in situations where you had to give when you were not full and they ain't give you nothing back, those are not situations that we want to explore. Take that out. Today, outside. And I think that there are a lot of things, especially when you're growing up, that may send that message to you that indicates that, focus on the outside, external beauty, or what you have, or who you know, and things like that, when really the work that needs to happen happens on the inside first, and then it creates the outside that we want, or honestly we connect better, and the outside just happens. It's kind of like an added bonus. So let's go ahead and work through that. So as we start our session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community, as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, babies, let's go. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intention and validate information from our highest self only. Please allow us to let go of the things that we need to let go and embrace the things that allow us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay. So, as I'm working, we'll just talk through what's going on, okay? So unlearning these love habits, first and foremost. Love can be romantic, it can be platonic, it can be in your family, and a lot of the ways that we love, it looks very similar across the board. So for whatever reason, how love is showing up in your life, it's okay. It's okay, whatever area that is. It all applies. Once you get it in one area, it kind of works itself out in the rest, or you start to make peace with your understanding of things. I talk about all the time, especially when it comes to like family and things. You're more likely to have romantic and platonic connections change quicker than families. You got a whole system, a whole family dynamic that goes on. So I say that to say sometimes the answer is you can work through things. Other times the answer is you just find a sense of peace and understanding for these things, and it's okay. There's no like one way that everything has to fit together, babies. It's okay. So with this unlearning self-sabotage in love, let's just start to pull out some of the old stuff, okay? There's so much old stuff that's being carried around. Desires, fears, interests that don't even belong to you. Now, some things are a legacy, nothing wrong with that. But other things we learned how to adopt and adapt to because we wanted to be a part of something, be connected, to not disappoint, or whatever that is, But in doing those things, we started to program ourselves that love is conditional. And let's just remove the conditions, terms and conditions. Let's go ahead and take them out, okay? Let's take out these terms and conditions, terms and conditions. any of that stuff that doesn't serve your purpose. And let's have some new discovery here. New discovery with the self. Sweetness on what really matters. Now, when we clear out, when we cleanse out, okay, and we align in our path, when we start to walk forward in that path, it can be very, very a lot. Very, very a lot. It can be a lot. It can be very, very intense. Can you imagine if you were living so small and then you see your true value and now you're so big? And that's a lot. It's very intense. And that's typically the moments of self-sabotage where things are going well, but it's just so visible, which really just represents being vulnerable. And it's tough. It's tough to walk a new path. It's tough to be vulnerable. It's not going to kill you to be vulnerable. It's not going to hurt you to be vulnerable. But it's tough. It's tough, 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 tough. And that's okay. That's okay. That is okay. Completely okay. So, see yourself in the life that you want, but you see yourself taking steps. Purposeful steps. One foot in front of the other. Taking your time. Don't feel like you gotta run a marathon. You got a whole lifetime, sweetheart. Just take your time. Step by step by step. 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 Good job. Step by step by step. Step by step by step. Just one foot in front of the other. It's okay. 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 One foot in front of the other. It's okay. Just rest, rest, rest into this. Rest, rest, rest into this. Rest, 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 rest into this. Coming back to yourself. So, now that you are connected to your deepest sense of self, let's learn some things we can do in the moment when things are big and scary, but yet everything is what we want. It just requires a little bit of vulnerability. So, in the moment, start to allow your energy to flow. Don't allow it to freeze up in one area. Just allow that energy to flow. Okay? And just allow it to continue to circulate. And remember, you're still taking steps in front. Now, you're in full control of doing this, taking steps, flowing this energy. But your mind might be something that is still conditioned in the past. But the only way to free the mind is to just continue to step forward and to control the energy, okay? And you'll notice that after you get through whatever it was that was vulnerable, the mind relaxes a little bit. But there is no way to make the mind relax unless you actually go through it. Unless you're actually vulnerable, there's no way to convince yourself. There's no way to be calm and perfect before. A lot of people call this imposter syndrome, where they feel like, they're doing something, but they still feel anxious. Sometimes it's okay to have fear. Sometimes it's okay. But none of those things are enough or a good enough reason to stop you from doing something. Go after it. Because those things are invisible. But the actions you can take in your life, they're physical. They're real. And you never want to give up on yourself because of something that's invisible. You want to continue to show up for yourself. Now, when it comes to love, when you learn how to love yourself right, and you learn how to create boundaries and beautiful parameters for others to love you right and for you to give that love in return, you also have to let go of a lot of things. And it's almost like you have to grieve your youth, or the time before where you did things differently. You know, the naivete of things. And that's okay. Sometimes a person can grieve the person they used to be and think or associate that with an actual person. Oh, you miss this person. You probably don't miss that person. You probably miss who you were. And you feel like that person represents that. Perhaps. But also know that no matter what you've gone through in life, there are still so many opportunities ahead and available to you. But you do have to let go of the past in order to live in the present and walk forward into the future. And are you ready to let go of the past? Leave it where it's at. Don't look back. Just keep flowing. Just keep going. Because when you're able to do that, the whole world opens up for you. And you can do whatever you want. And you can go wherever you want to go. And you can have any journey. But you gotta leave your old adventure in order to embark on a new one. So start walking towards the future that you want. And let go of anything that did not serve you before, okay, sweetness? Well, family, you've done a fantabulous job. I really enjoyed our session today, per usual. And I hope that you can show up for yourself each and every day in loving yourself and doing what you need to do to enhance your experience. You only get one life, so live it. It's actually really fascinating, you know. For those who get older and have spent a life in fear, you know, fear of being seen, fear of messing up, wanting to make other people happy, it's so interesting that the older a person gets, the more they want to do more. But I feel like life is kind of like compound interest. I know I'm going somewhere with this. When you're younger, if you learn how to be free and organize your life in a way that's best for you, your whole life you start to benefit earlier on in life, kind of like money. Like when you start saving it early, you start, you know, making more money or being able to save more money and put away less each month or whenever you want to put your money away. But when you get older and really rooted in the experiences you have to do a lot of catch up. A lot to catch up. So you really have to break things down. So I'm saying all that to say wherever you're at now. So if you're new to the community, welcome babies. This is your nightly self-care routine. And if you're returning back, Mama loves you. So happy that you have had this space and that you show up each and every day as you work on yourself and do whatever you need to in the space. As you know, I'm paid in smiles. So at times I am cheesy and honestly corny. So it just is what it is. You gotta work with me and I'm gonna work with you. But a lot of that is because we deal with such deep stuff. And I think a part of the healing process does is finding a lightness in things. Sometimes when you're so deep into something that everything just feels like it's weighing you down. But when we take this weight off, sometimes we look at life and we're like, this shit was funny, okay? Like how this all played out, you know? So as we start our session, we start off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. May I touch you? Okay, go. So take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Just placing this right on your forehead. Just like a little kiss on the forehead. So breathe in and out. Okay. You ready? Okay. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay. So I'm just going to start by just relaxing you a little bit here. And so these hand positions are called Metatron hand positions. And so usually you'll see me in sessions just going back and forth, and that in general is just to relax you. But there's particular things that I will do that are Metatron hand healing positions. And so the plucking, the poking, the chopping, and the movement, they're just different hand position options that if you are energy healing practitioner or you're practicing on yourself, you can definitely utilize those to clear out the energy, as well as, you know, there's infinite tools that we use in our tool belt. So for all my Reiki practitioners, energy healing practitioners who are either a part of the certification or a part of the Patreon community, you know, these are a part of the many things that we're always talking about. Shout out to those. If you want to learn more, look at the description box, okay? Shameless plug. You know, we have a good time here. So just breathing through here. And so just going to start to move this energy through. And let's go ahead. Inhale. Exhale as I lift and let go. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale as I lift and let go. Final breath. Inhale. Exhale as I lift and let go. Good job. Good job, Glen Coco. And none for Gretchen Wiener. Just breathe in here and just moving through this energy. So occasionally I'll do readings of the collective energy, or if there's any insights that come up. You know me, baby, I'm gonna be chit-chatting, you know. But I mostly use the time to just help create a space of comfort, you know. Help create a space of just relaxation and just allow you to be kind and compassionate towards yourself. That's the only thing we can really do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's just to move this energy through. And then, of course, you know, I keep it real from time to time. As I am. So just breathe in and out. So just going to let go of any karmic patterns or karmic debts that you may have been holding on to in this experience or previous experiences. And as you all know, if you're new to the community, I am not going to tell you what to believe in, okay? I don't like culty things. I'm like, you know, I'm all about the individual. You figure out your own shit. I will say this, I'm not going to tell you what to believe in, but I will facilitate a space, a collective space, a space where we all can coexist, so that you just bring your knowledge and you practice however you want to, but still have that sense of community without like the dogma or feeling like you gotta do it this way. Baby, however you're doing it, sweetheart, is completely fine. We all change. I hope to continue to change indefinitely. Okay, sweet pea, let's just move through this energy and just let go of that. And sometimes we might be miscategorizing things. So we think it's one thing and really in reality it's another thing. Like you might think something is love, but really it's addiction. And that might just be the vocabulary you have, that what is an addictive quality or trait of something. Addiction showing appreciation for all the wisdom you learned, and just relaxing and releasing all of that stuff that's no longer serving you, and finding peace in your heart for the true beauty that you are and that you have and that you hold, and you occupy space. And also give yourself space to change. Sometimes people won't let you change, or you won't let yourself change. You know, I don't always want to externalize things and be like, it's something outside of you that's making life hard. Sometimes it's something inside of us, and then we're interpreting what is outside of us as making it hard, you know. So give yourself space, give yourself compassion, give yourself patience, give yourself whatever you need in the moment to be able to release the weight. And now, just allow the body to become lighter and lighter with each breath that you take as you exhale, letting go of something no longer serving you. And then rest into this energy that is you. And so we're just going to go through some movement here, and just some rest here, and some relaxation here, and surrendering to whatever this is. And you know, you're just rolling with it, okay? This is really a nice, relaxing, like just clearing, just like it is what it is type thing. And let's just let it be that. And so let's move that out and just let it be what it needs to be. Let it be what it needs to be. And take that movement in that space and life you've been trying to rev up, it's definitely starting. And you can feel it already. This is not new information to you. This is something that you know, and you're like, okay, yes, surrendering to that part. So just breathing in here and going through this movement and this motion and relaxing into you, into this space, into the grace of your heart, into the patterns that you live. Breathe. Just breathe into each and every moment here and relax into who you are. So let me just make some more space right here. And what we're doing is we're making space for you, for yourself to occupy more. When you go through relationships, at the end of the day, the most important thing you do is to trust your gut, trust your instinct. There's always opportunities to grow, and we learn a lot by rightfully so finding compromise in spaces of a collective of partnership and things like that. But more than anything, you never want to betray yourself in love. You never want to let go of the love that you have for yourself. At the first and the top, you should unconditionally love yourself, and then everybody else follows underneath. Do not put someone else above you. And you'll know by the fact that you just won't accept certain things, even though people aren't like bad. Everybody's doing their own kind of thing. But if it's not gonna work out, it's not gonna work out, and you make peace with that. But at the end of the day, you have to 100% make it work out with yourself. You have to 100% show up for yourself. You have to 100% be loving towards yourself. And that's on period, baby. Sweetheart, that is on. You know what I'm saying? So take a couple more breaths here, okay? And good job.